Welcome, all fellow wannabes. Welcome to the show. You are listening to the Wannabe Critic podcast. It's a news week. You know what I mean? It's a news episode. We got some news going on. Me and Mikey Collins. Caleb is not with us today, which means you're not getting a movie review today, which is fine. That's good. Sometimes we like to talk about what's happening in the news, and boy, do we have a lot. Mikey, how you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling fried on the Friday night. I don't know that one.
No, you don't. Just don't ever do that again. Don't ever attempt to do anything like that ever again. Okay.
Too late.
Anyways, Mikey, it's been. Did we podcasted last week? Yeah, we did Spider-Man 2 last week.
Yeah. Don't tell
Don't tell who.
Anybody.
Don't tell anyone that we recorded Spider-Man 2.
Mm-mm.
Okay, gotcha. Right on. Just some quick housekeeping for you all. Be on the lookout starting next week. The rest of our Fast and the Furious reviews are going to be going out, one per week. And then we're going to be getting into the Clone Wars. So you're going to have the Clone Wars alongside a movie review every other week from us here at the Wannabe Critic. We also have a lot of new projects incoming, so you can head over to wannabecritic.com to check those out, and as they're more pertinent, we will announce them. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Wannabe Critic podcast, your one-stop family-friendly-ish content shop. We try to do some different things here, and this episode, we're talking about some news. So, but before we do, though, Mikey, I wanted to ask you, how have you been? What have you been playing?
I've been playing actually a bunch of stuff lately. I've been feeling okay. Kind of had some health issues this past week, but got it all sorted out. But I've been playing like Fall Guys, and I tried out that new Hyperscape game, and they're interesting.
Nice, awesome. So you've had hands. I was gonna try and download Hyperscape, but I wasn't able to. I haven't touched my PS4 in like a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your that's kind of newsworthy. What's your hands-on impressions like with Fall Guys, or not with Fall Guys, with Hyperscape?
With Hyperscape, it's interesting. It seems like they have something. It's in early development. You can really tell because I don't know. There's just so many things, dude. It's interesting. It'll definitely have a following soon, but I just probably won't play it personally.
I feel like there's too many battle royales out there.
Yeah, probably for sure.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like everyone feels like they have to have a battle royale. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I
don't know. It just seems kind of why do we need another one? It just reminds me of like whenever Apex was kind of coming up the ladder. Which, Apex's gameplay, I feel like borrows a lot from Titanfall 2's gameplay in a lot of ways. So, I mean, there was kind of already a base there for people who had played Titanfall 2. But I don't know, with this new game, like, I don't know, how many variations of Battle Royale do we need? Because I only play one. I play Fortnite whenever I want Battle Royale, because that gives me exactly what I want. Gives me exactly what I want. I don't really know what else, like, I must be getting old because I just don't get it, but whatever. But is it your typical battle royale, or what makes it stand out from everything else battle royale related?
Stand out?
Yeah. Like why should I play this over Fortnite?
I wouldn't right now. Personally. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because it's got like kind of like a cyberpunk vibe going, or at least that's what they have in the trailer for it. But when you actually get in game, it's more copy and paste. Like there is like certain areas of the map you can definitely tell they're different than others, but all the middle stuff just all feels the same. It all blurs together. So like, and everybody's really hyped on the movement of the game. I don't think it's great personally. It's weird because it does have interesting movement and it is really fast paced, but if you don't have certain, you can find like different traits and stuff. I think perks, they're called perks. But if you don't find the perks that you like, you have to kind of just figure out how to climb and like find jump pads and stuff to get on top of roofs and stuff, because that's where all the action is on rooftops and stuff. Once you get towards like the middle of the map and towards the end of the like level, I guess, or what's it called? I think it's not really a bubble or a cloud or anything.
Yeah, I was
in
gonna
this
say.
game.
So there's not really a storm.
No, it's just the map is slowly deleting itself. So like if you're in a zone that gets deleted like before you're out of it, I think you get deleted too. I never died because of that, so I don't know if that's what happens, but it's interesting. It's still got that same effect of it's just pushing everybody towards the middle of the map slowly. But
Yeah.
I don't know. And then there's just so much. I don't know. It's definitely gonna need some work before I'll ever touch it again, probably.
Yeah.
But something feels wrong when you're playing it. Like when you load into a new game and you just feel like, okay, yeah, I love the way this feels. The first match I played, and I was like, something's not right.
Yeah.
Like just the whole time I played it, I was like, something's off. The whole time I played it, I don't know what it was, but everything I did, it just felt not. It didn't flow, I guess you could say. It didn't flow for me. So
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. There's so many first-person shooters out there, and there's so many different variations on how first-person shooters should feel.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's somebody's game, but I don't see me really ever picking it back up unless like a bunch of my friends play it, but I doubt they will.
Well, we might have to revisit this subject whenever I download it and give some hands-on. Maybe we can get someone else to join and stuff like that. But
because I'm pretty biased when it comes to FPS, so it's hard to please me.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I share it the same. I think I share the I think, especially in this day and age with how good games feel in general, like it's really hard to keep the longevity of a game, especially something like that, going strong for the majority of players, because I think about something even like Warzone where the gunplay just feels so good. And then going back to something like Black Ops, it's like I can't even play it. Like it's unplayable almost, just because the gunplay and Warzone, feels so good. Or even just something like Fortnite too. Like the gunplay in Fortnite feels pretty good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it doesn't even feel like it doesn't even feel as good as Fortnite. Like Fortnite is like the base level for me. And if you can't even keep up with that, and you're supposed to be an FPS and not a third person, like I don't know. That's a big thing I have with that game so far. And I know they're in early stages, and they're like, I don't know if they're technically still a beta right now or not.
It's probably early access.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. I'm sure it's gonna blow up on Twitch for sure, and everybody's gonna stream the crap out of it. But
not before Fall Guys gets dethroned.
No, Fall Guys is gonna stay up there for a while, I think.
Yeah, well, Fall Guys is so much fun.
It's easy to watch, and it's just as easy to rage out on that game, which is crazy because it's like it's a Candyland jelly bean race.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but totally. It's kind of crazy how things just blow up. Like, Devolver. This is gonna be great for Devolver. I'm excited for them. So.
Oh yeah. What else have they made?
Devolver is a publisher, so Devolver has published a ton of indie games.
Gotcha.
A ton that come to my mind, but they have kind of their own press conference every single year, very much in the same vein, like Microsoft having theirs and Sony and stuff like that. They have a very similar way of kind of showing off the games that they're trying to to get you to buy. So I always enjoy. Devolver always has a really weird way of showing off their stuff. But I'm happy for him on Fall Guys. I think it's really cool. And whoever developed Fall Guys, I can't think of it, but
Maniac,
kudos.
Mantic.
That sounds right. Sounds right.
I forget what they're.
It's definitely a very unique battle royale. But speaking of battle royales, we're gonna get into our first news story of the day. The title of this video, this podcast, whatever, I think we're gonna call it Apple versus Epic. So I'm just going to read this for you. It's comes via IGN. Notice what it says. The write-up is from Jordan Olamon. Jordan Olamon. Sorry if I mispronounced your name.
Olomar.
Yeah. Epic Games has permanently lowered the cost of Fortnite V-Bucks by 20% across all platforms, including adding a new direct payment option on mobile, calling out Apple and Google's exorbitant payment fees in the process. The Fortnite Mega Drop explained in further detail in this FAQ from Epic on place. Sorry, that's listing the source. On PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, Mac, and PC, V-Bucks and real money offers are automatically discounted by 20%, meaning 1,000 V-Bucks now cost $8 instead of $10. Mobile is a little bit different, where players can still buy using Apple or Google accounts at the higher price, but will now offer Epic Direct Payment when purchasing V-Bucks on mobile devices to save 20%. Epic explains that this allows the company to pass along the savings to players, noting the exorbitant 30% fee Apple and Google collect on every V-Buck payment as a reason for the alternate discounted payment method on mobile. In the future, Epic is open to altering the deal if Apple and Google lower their fees on payments. Epic also made it clear in this direct payment that this direct payment method is just as safe as other alternatives. In operating Fortnite on open platforms and operating the Epic Game Store, Epic has processed over 1,600,000,000 of direct payments successfully and uses the industry-trusted encryption and security measures to protect customer transactions.
1 billion.
1 billion, 4 billion, billion. So, not only did they add this payment method, the story continues.
Mm-hmm.
Apple removes Fortnite from the Apple Store and Google. I just got a confirmation about 30 minutes ago.
Google took it off too?
Google removed it because it is in violation of terms of service.
Ooh. How did they not see that coming?
That's kind of my point. Because there's all these propaganda videos that are coming out now from Epic saying, oh, we need to rise up and fight against Apple, and gamers rise up. Like what do you think of this? You know,
so they basically just said, we want more money, but we don't want to give it to Apple or Google, so we're going to shoot ourselves in the foot and make you guys pay for it.
Well,
literally.
No, it's more along the lines of Xbox and PlayStation are taking their chunk. Because the way I think about it, you run a business through let's say you're a business owner. You have a business owner. You have to, you don't own the building or whatever. Let's say you lease a building, and you just decide, hey, I'm not going to pay my lease, to run my business through this area, through this place, the place that houses the property and does all the stuff. If I'm Apple, I'm like, the terms were you would use our in-app purchases to be able to do these things. And that's where the problem lies, is that on mobile, they're charging more, than on Xbox, PlayStation, and all the other places. Uh-huh. So Epic takes it upon themselves to subvert that in-app purchase to be able to just pay Epic directly, completely leaving Apple and Google out of it, not being able to get anything from it.
Yeah.
So I'm confused as to who's the crook here. And here's the deal. It's billion-dollar corporations having a tiff in front of everybody. And it is 1,000. If anyone listening to this, if you think that either one of these companies truly cares about your hard-earned dollars, they don't care about, or cares about you as a person. They don't. They care about your money. That's what they want. Sorry. They don't care about you. They want you to pay them. And Epic basically is just pocketing extra money from this 30% they're taking away from these other two places, is all it is. I mean, it's an easier way to get paid directly than having to pay out through somebody else. So I'm confused as to how this is ever going to play out in Epic's favor. And now, since Apple and Google have both removed Fortnite from the store, Epic has now filed a lawsuit against Apple because of this debacle. It's just so stupid to me. What are your thoughts, Mikey?
I just don't understand what they were trying to accomplish by doing that. Like, what did they think was going to happen?
Well, the article says, they want to enable players, or they want to be able to
do what?
They want to be able to take that extra money and put it to use in other areas to benefit the company.
So they want more money.
It's not necessarily, I mean, they're lowering the cost of V-Bucks, and that's cool. But now, since they've decided to lower the cost of V-Bucks, they don't want to have to take that extra money that they were already getting taken away from Apple and Google. So now, since V-Bucks are $8, for 1,000 V-Bucks, it used to be $10. So basically, $3 was going to Apple and Google each time someone made a purchase for 1,000 V-Bucks, basically. So now, since they've discounted it to 20%,
they're getting that extra dollar.
Yeah, exactly. They don't They don't want to have to pay 30% on top of what they've already discounted the V-Bucks from.
Yeah. Okay.
So my thing is, you made the decision to discount the V-Bucks. Why would you ever in a million years think that that's going to fly, trying to literally is Apple not entitled? I mean, they're housing your property. They're housing the IP. They have a right. They have a right. And it's not, I mean, another thing too is whenever you signed the papers to say, hey, we'll take 30% of everything, you agreed to get your property on there and pay that. I do not feel sorry for you. I do not feel sorry for a company that is now throwing a hissy for this agreement whenever they were the ones that,
so they're asking
the terms of service.
They're pretending like that they're being wronged by the companies because of a decision they made.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what's happening.
Wow.
And what's funny, what's even funnier to me about this whole situation is everyone, I mean, obviously we have opinions. We're not in the industry, ladies and gentlemen. We are just simply consumers. And guess what? Consumers have a say in all this because it's my money that I'm paying to play Fortnite. And guess what? I'm with Apple. Apple is just like Epic in that they're trying to make as much money as they possibly can. Fact of the matter. They do not... This whole thing of what's right and what's wrong, it comes down to dollars and cents. And people are trying to drag xCloud into this as to xCloud isn't going to be on iOS. Yeah, because Apple has terms and service in place that make them money. That's what the whole thing is about. So, Microsoft and other people are rallying to Epic's cause. Activision, I believe, are rallying to Epic's cause to try and get Apple to change their terms of service. And guess what? It probably ain't happening. So don't hold your breath anytime soon.
Yeah, why would it? That's literally money left on the table for Apple. I mean, and what fantasy land would you do that?
Yeah, I mean, people are like, oh, power to the players. And people are making jokes on Twitter like, oh, so the gamers are going to rise up and make this happen? The people with no money.
It's literally not even... I'm so confused why it's even a big deal. You can literally earn everything in that game for free. But yeah. You're saying that you want to spend $2 less and not be able to play anybody to be played on mobile just because Epic says so. That's
Not to mention Epic. Not to mention Epic. I believe if you try and play the game, I'm gonna try and boot it up right now on my phone. There may have been some fix. I saw some rumblings, and this has all kind of been shots fired. In the past couple of hours, this has all been happening.
Yeah.
But Epic basically said screw you to all their mobile players today.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That's totally backwards.
If you want to, I mean...
I'm not a mobile player, but
yeah,
still.
I mean, I've played on mobile, and guess what? It's fun. I link up my DualShock to it, and it's a completely different game because there's a different audience there.
Yeah.
This is another thing, too, is every time I try and load this game, it makes me want to download an update every time. Every single time. Just frustrating.
To your phone or to the game?
To my phone, yeah.
Why don't you do it?
I do. That's what I'm saying. Every time I want to play, it's a new update. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's just frustrating. But here's the thing, and I don't want to spend, I mean, this was going to be the biggest story we had to talk about today. Apple is is Apple wrong in wanting to charge a lot for, transaction? And this is for everybody. Everybody on the App Store, has to pay 30%. Is it wrong for them to do that? In my mind, is that a lot? Maybe. You signed up for it. You said yes. You said yes, and you put your stuff on there. So why are you crying about it now because of a deal that you made? Kind of like what you said, Mikey. I don't understand what the problem is. A lot of people are mad, with the whole xCloud thing, they couldn't put xCloud on there because there would be, I think there would be ways for purchases to be made through xCloud that would again subvert Apple.
Just directly through Microsoft.
Yes, exactly. So it's like, if I'm playing on another machine, if you're wanting to put your stuff on my machine, I'm going to take a cut of that. Period. Like,
yeah, that's
and another thing with the xCloud thing is every title would have to be, rated and charged. I think it's just so there's a ton of, I've already kind of gotten fuzzy on the details, but there was a couple of things that people were throwing fits about that just, I understand, but it just kind of was stupid. It's stupid to me. It's stupid to be upset over something like this, especially getting in the middle of billion-dollar corporations fighting about who's going to have the most money, because that's all this is.
Yeah, over dollars and cents.
Over dollars and cents.
Which over time is a lot, but
yeah,
still. I don't understand why a multi-billion-dollar company needs to make it I guess if you're not growing, you're dying is what they say. I mean, but still, that's ridiculous. I don't understand that move at all. Especially from a consumer viewpoint.
Yeah, you're gonna lower the cost of V-Bucks across all platforms.
Probably over half. I don't know what the ratio of mobile to console.
I don't know if it's half.
A quarter, probably.
It's a really, how many kids play Fortnite on their phone? A lot. Well,
like Indonesia, I was talking to Carter today. He was in Indonesia. All they do is play mobile games. The whole country is mobile. So like, that's all. I'm not going to say everybody in Indonesia plays Fortnite on their phone, but a good chunk of an entire country plays on mobile phones.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people now that even if they can still play the game now, until this all gets resolved, they won't get updates. They won't be able to purchase anything through the App Store. They won't be able to do anything on their game. Mm-hmm. To my knowledge. I mean, like I said, there's lots of news flooding in about this right now, but
so what do they do about all the money? If they spent any money on the game, what do they do about all the money they're losing because they can't access their game?
Yeah, no kidding. If the game is in fact, shutting down that. Yeah. What if they don't have a console?
Exactly.
And this goes away? Like,
some people can't have one.
It's just ridiculous. I think that was a stupid move on Epic, and it's a stupid move. Like, they have things playing inside Fortnite right now where it's like World War II propaganda with an apple talking and like, brainwashing them and stuff like that. It's just so stupid, man. Like, it's paper. It is literally paper in Fortnite at Risky Reels. Yeah.
Wow. That's childish. That's churlish and subordinate.
Yeah, no kidding. But that's the big debacle for the day that I wanted to touch on. And we spent a lot of time with that. I've been seeing a lot of ignorant comments on Twitter. And Twitter.
That's what Twitter's for.
I know. There's so many things on Twitter.
Have you seen your comments?
I literally want to punch myself in the face every time I go back and read old tweets. Not really. I'm actually, the wannabe's honest opinion will always go true. You know what I mean?
What was that?
There's like power to the wannabe. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I think the whole Apple versus Epic thing and Google getting involved, who knows what's going to happen. It's just kind of...
Well, I mean, it's three mega corporations just seeing who... Never mind.
Yeah, I know what you want to say. But
you know what I'm saying, yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next and last news story for today. It's actually not today. It's somewhat old news, but I wanted to talk about it. This comes from the Halo Infinite delay that we got, the news we got earlier on in the week. And this is from Chris Lee. They tweeted this out, 343 Industries. I wanted to read it. It's the official statement. It says, "Today I want to share an important Halo Infinite development update with the community. We have made the difficult decision to shift our release to 2021 to ensure the team has adequate time to deliver a Halo game experience that meets our vision. The decision to shift our release is the result of multiple factors that have contributed to the development challenges, including ongoing COVID-19 or COVID-related impacts affecting us all this year. I want to acknowledge the hard work from our team at 343 Industries, who have remained committed to making a great game and finding solutions to development challenges. However, it is not sustainable to the well-being of our team or the overall success of the game to ship it this holiday. We know this will be disappointing to many of you, and we all share that sentiment. The passion and support the community has shown over the years has been incredible and inspiring. We wanted nothing more than to play our game with the community this holiday. The extra time will let us finish the critical work necessary to deliver the most ambitious Halo game ever at the quality we know our fans expect. Thank you for your support and understanding. Chris Lee, studio head of Halo Infinite. I saw this coming, to be honest.
Dude, did you see the conference? Did you see the footage of Halo?
Craig.
Good. I mean, memes aside, it did not look.
It doesn't look done.
It doesn't look done. I don't. I've heard many people say this, and I agree with it 100%. I don't know why they showed that gameplay. It looked bad. It did not look like next gen Halo.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have showed it. I know why they showed it. They had to show something. It's their big launch title.
Here's the thing.
If they knew that it didn't look good, they knew that wasn't
totally.
And everybody's saying like it was test footage from January, and it's like it's not what they were wanting to show. It's all they have. I mean, like, then don't show it.
Yeah.
Like, people are just gonna crap on you. You're the underdog right now. You're Microsoft. That is your main title.
The flagship.
You don't show something half baked and then expect people to be like to understand, even though, yes, there's a pandemic. Yes, people expect that. But show something else. Show like a part of the story or a part of the campaign. Like, show a clip or something. Don't show gameplay that is not ready. Yeah. Like, come on. Like, I don't understand that.
People were like freaking out, and we had good things to say the day of, And
I did. I'm going to be honest, though. I did have hype goggles on.
Yeah, I did too. 100%. And that's why you have these conversations, because you can come back to it after, memes aside and stuff like that. And the music, the idea that this is supposed to be like a love letter to the first game, I love that. I just replayed Halo 1 the other day with a friend who had never played Halo, and I was like, God dang it. Like, the first Halo is so fun, so freaking hard and frustrating at times.
Yeah.
It does not surprise me. The question I ask myself is, had we all said, yeah, hooray, it's going to be great, like, we're all going to love it, and, like, the reaction from the community was positive, like, resoundingly positive. If that had been the case, they'd be releasing it at launch. 100%.
100% they would.
Now, the fact that there was such a division, it's a good thing that we have COVID to fall back on, because it is true. Like, there has been a pandemic, but it just kind of makes me think about the gameplay event we saw a couple months ago. No gameplay, barely any of not first party games. What else did we see at this last Xbox conference besides Halo? What do we see gameplay wise? Nothing.
Yeah.
So kind of like what you said, they had to show off Halo, but worst case scenario, it was going to get delayed. I'm happy the game is getting delayed. I want to play a good.
Too.
I want to play a good Halo.
Yeah.
The messaging from Microsoft is muddy as usual, shady as usual. The console launch. Why would anyone buy an Xbox Series X right now? That was ever not the hardcore Xbox fans. Not like the hardcore Xbox fans. They're gonna buy one day one.
For sure.
I was gonna buy it because of Halo day one. But now, if I'm Microsoft, it's like, dude, just wait until we release Lockhart, and whenever Lockhart, like if Lockhart's going to be a later release, like, that's what I would have launched Halo with, was Lockhart, because that's like my dream combination. Yeah. So if Lockhart for some reason doesn't come out the same time as the regular X Series X, which it would make sense, that would be a very Microsoft thing for them to do, is to put out the most expensive console first, see how well it sells, then say, oh, by the way, Lockhart's coming out 6 months from now, and here's Halo Infinite. That is the Microsoft thing to do.
I hate that.
It's frustrating. I mean, and I don't want to be angry. Like, I understand from a business side of things, like, why you would do that, because as you said, you're the underdog. You have to make an impression right now. You have to make a splash. You're making splashes, but you're like the annoying kid that has the floaties, and is like splashing in a negative way, not like an impressive backflip. You know what I mean? Like, it is not a good look across the board. And it makes me sad for the console launch, because I was excited. I was so excited, but now I'm like, no, there is no reason for me to buy a new console at launch. I'm going to have one at some point.
Yeah.
But no, I don't care. I don't care. That's the problem.
Yep. I'm in the same boat. I was lukewarm about this next gen for Xbox, because I get it. People like Game Pass. I get it. I don't need 1,000 games to play all the time. I want to play a couple games, and I want to enjoy those games. And yeah, maybe I will pay full price for them. Or maybe I'll just wait for they go on sale, and then I won't have to spend $120 a year on games that I'm not even going to play. So
yeah, totally.
For them to delay a game and then be like, all right, we're just bringing Game Pass to the forefront. So you're telling me you have nothing to launch the game. You're telling me you have nothing new to launch a brand new console that's supposed to be the most powerful console. You have no game with it. Like, maybe Forza. I think they said that wasn't even launching with it. But for people who are on the fence, which I have been this whole time during this whole craziness going on with these launches, why? I don't understand. Just be honest. Like, that game wasn't ready. They know that game wasn't ready. So why do they have to pretend like, oh yeah, we didn't see this coming, like we're just gonna push it back, like, boo, wah, sorry guys, we're just doing what you guys want. Well, yeah, of course you are, because that wasn't I don't get it.
That was
I don't
stupid.
get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And this is not a console war discussion. This is a factual discussion of you're telling me, it's like, yeah, you announced a bunch of stuff, but like you said, Mikey, there's nothing there. There is absolutely nothing there, except here's the kicker. Here is the only. I'm sorry. You go. You say what you want to say, and then I'll follow up. Go ahead.
Everything of interest that Xbox has announced, I can get on PlayStation.
Yep.
And everything of interest that PlayStation has announced, I cannot get on Xbox.
Yep.
So you're telling me that everything you've announced and more, I can get on PlayStation and not have to pay $15 a month, even though that is a nice option for some people, not for me.
Yeah.
I don't see why I wouldn't buy your console.
Yeah.
Personally, just for the type of gamer I am.
Right. Yeah, and I think Xbox for me, Game Pass, it's worth it to me. Indies are such a big part of my gaming, and there are so many indies that come out that are $20, $15 a piece, and it's so tempting to buy them on Switch and be like, yeah, I want to try this. They every single one of them come to Game Pass. It is worth it for me to have an Xbox, to pay the $120 a year that I might have paid on those games and more, and including the exclusives, to be able to do that and to play it, because it makes sense to me. But to what you're saying, people are like, oh, all the PlayStation games look the same, like yada yada yada. It's like, well,
oh my god, that's
okay. They're all immersive. They're mostly
really good. They all look really awesome.
Right? Yeah, they're all like mostly third-person immersive experiences. But guess what? At least they showed gameplay in the freaking conference.
I will not lie. I was in the Xbox boat of I don't care about a third-person story experience. What's the point of that? And then I played one. And then I played another one. And then I played another one. I was like, oh, yeah, this is way better than anything Xbox has to offer story-wise.
Right.
Like, what
What else?
What do you want from gaming other than a good story and good gameplay? There's nothing. That's
Else
what
there,
gaming is. Like, you want a good game, good story, something that sucks you in, or even good multiplayer. All of the multiplayer Xbox has, PlayStation has. And PlayStation even has exclusive multiplayer games that Xbox won't have on their hands for a long time. And I don't know. This is just baffling me how people are like still siding with Xbox right now, because it's just like they're fumbling so hard. And it feels like they've been fumbling for like ever since they dropped the
X1.
X1. Like, ever since they dropped that is when I started playing Xbox. And I was like, okay. And I was fairly new to gaming then too. So I didn't know. Like, I was just like, oh, cool, games,
Right.
But I didn't realize what I was missing at the same time.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like if that was very much the Xbox 360 for me. Yeah. And we was talking about this day with someone. The Xbox 360 launched me into a world of gaming but there was a difference. The Xbox 360 was really good. Do you remember the summer of arcade? Like, the summer, awesome. The arcade games, and like, I just think about some of the most. I was playing Alan Wake the other day. I'm like, man, Xbox used to make really good games, and I'm not saying that they're not now and that they're not coming, but good Lord, just wait to launch your console. Like, make sure you can sell some games with it first. And the thing, this is what I was going to say earlier. I saw someone on Twitter saying, well, to be positive, and we're not trying to be negative, you critique the things you love. We love games.
I want to see them succeed, dude.
I do too, but it's so really hard. It's really hard as a fan of games in general to see so many good things happening, and it's like, it almost feels like, oh, you almost got me. You almost got me to trust you. Yeah. Until I actually see what's happening. Like, people in the media and people like a part of these big podcasts and stuff like that, they want you to feel like an idiot because,
dude, oh my God,
it's so frustrating. Like, they want you to feel like an idiot for feeling the way you feel. And it's like, well, actually, I'm a consumer, and what I say goes. I'm not getting free crap sent to me. So shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, I pay for it all. So I think
there's no bias there. There might be a slight bias because you base your opinion off stuff that you actually enjoy and you're not paid to like.
Yeah, but exactly. I mean,
that's a good thing. You want that.
Totally.
You want that from a review. You want honest. And
I'm not trying to say like, I'm not saying like, oh, I have so much money, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, since I bite the bullet on a lot of, I bite the bullet on a lot of games too, where it's like, I wish I wouldn't have spent that money on that thing. Yeah. But I feel like that helps you grow as like a person who's trying to get into the industry, and it's like, you just see things for what they are rather than people being given things all the time. And this is just all going back to Halo Infinite. I'm glad 343 is taking the necessary steps to not release an unfinished game, and to not. Yeah. I do not want a repeat of the Master Chief Collection, because that's
Lord. No.
Like, that's what Halo Infinite was probably going for, is something along those lines. Had they released it now,
would not surprise me.
But yeah, is it kind of sad? It is sad that it is delayed. I'm more worried for Xbox, because now just pretty much any hype that was there for me is pretty much gone until further notice. I'm like, bring on Miles Morales, give me the 5, like, give me all the exclusives. I'm ready for Kena. My mindset has shifted, but it's funny. My mindset has shifted from the X Series X, and I'm like, well, I want to see what's in my current catalog on my Xbox.
Yep.
All the more reason to keep my Xbox. There are so many things on Game Pass, so many things that I have now, that have been my backlog forever, where I'm like, okay, yeah, that's even more incentive. I can play these games in 4K and enjoy it in a fidelity that is so incredible now. Why upgrade if there's not a new game coming out?
Exactly, bro. They're giving you no reason to upgrade. If anybody who has a Series X, like the newest console right now before the next one comes out, and it's just a little better than what you have right now, and they have nothing to give you. And I'm not saying that Xbox is not going to sell out like immediately. It is everybody is going to eat up those Xboxes when they announce pre-order.
Totally. They'll fly off shit.
Yeah, and it's not going to hurt them at all. But I mean, the minimum for a gaming company and you're launching a brand new console with no games. I was listening to an interview a long time, like maybe a couple months ago, with Phil Spencer. He's like, yeah, we're really just going to try to throttle down on how many games we release with the system. And like, because, you know, they did that big Xbox exclusive thing, and they were like, boom, 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 like the past couple E3s where they're just like, we have these many games coming and all this and all this. I didn't realize they were throttling it that much. I mean, good Lord. Like, man, I don't want to call them lazy because I know they're not. They're a company. They're a multi-million-dollar company, or billion probably.
$1 billion company.
And they're probably working their butts off, and I just want to see them succeed. I'm so tired of Microsoft being the underdog because I love them, but it's over the years they have forced me to have no reason to stay on their console. There's literally no reason for me as a consumer and the type of consumer I am, which makes me really sad because I love Xbox, and I hope they can recover, and I know they'll be fine. You know, I know they'll be fine from not having any game. If they could literally have not announced a single game probably on anything on any of their events and just did like more specs, and their console would still sell out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
it'll sell out now.
That's how gaming is right now. But in this pre-order culture. But I mean, man, for a consumer who wants to know the future of your games and exclusivity, and not exclusivity of I want to know that I can only get this game here. I want to know what you're bringing to the table that nobody else is bringing to the table.
Right.
And they're showing me nothing. Like they're showing me
or at least say, oh, well, this is Xbox's answer to what Sony has, or just kind of putting two and two together.
Yeah.
I mean, Forza's a good counter to Gran Turismo.
Is an amazing game, way better than Gran Turismo, in my opinion. I love Forza.
Yeah, for now. So
that's going to be interesting to see.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. So, and for those of you who are listening who love Microsoft and who love Xbox and all that stuff, it probably seems like we're being harsh on it. We've been burned. We have been burned. We both have
multiple
Xbox
times.
It's not just like a every once in a while thing. It is why did you do this repeatedly over and over again? And Game Pass is not the thing.
It's not a cure-all.
It is not enough. It is not. Yeah, they're like, oh, but Game Pass. It's like, dude, let's be real. There's about 10 good games on Game Pass at all times. The rest is just fluff. So
I don't want to go back and play old games all the time. I want to look to the future and get new games
and spend time. Yeah, and spend time in those games for a long time. Like, it's just. Oh, Xbox, we love you. We love and hate you, but it is what it is. So, is there anything that you wanted to add, Mikey, to the news, or is that going to wrap it up for us here?
I can't think of anything else except for that. What was that one game with the upgrade that got jacked up?
Oh, like Control. That's too old.
Old news. I figured.
Basically, like that was going to be what we were going to mainly talk about had this other stuff not hit. But basically, it's just another situation of dollars and cents, and people are stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Get over it.
People are mad because there's a game that exists that if you bought it already, you're not going to get a free upgrade to PS5 and Xbox One or Xbox Series X.
You're going to beat it by then.
You're going to beat it. And also, if you really want to play it again, guess what? It's backwards compatible, and it looks freaking great already. Stop your crying. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. People buy games multiple times. Like, it is not going to hurt you. And it will probably even be cheaper, like, on the new console versus the old console. Like, that would not surprise me.
I don't know. That'll be interesting. Maybe if they give you, like, a credit if you've already bought it, but they still want to make money on it. I don't know.
I think about games like God of War. Like for a long time, like after God of War came out, you could get that game for like $40 almost immediately anywhere, like pretty much brand new. So I don't know. I just a hunch, But anyways, well, that's gonna wrap it up for us here. I feel a lot better about all my aggressions I've been holding in today. And the past couple of days with the whole Halo Infinite delay. And just to reiterate, ladies and gentlemen, we are happy that the game is being delayed. We're just sick of shady messaging. because we're not idiots, and neither are you. And think about it a little bit more. Like companies don't always tell the truth, which is fine. Whatever. But that's going to wrap it up for us, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear anything else we have to say, you can go to wannabecritic.com and check out other podcast feeds, see what else we got going on. Mikey, where can they find you?
You can find me at wannabe Mikey C on Twitter. And I mean, if you can find my location, please don't do that.
Yeah, please. Yeah, no stalking. I mean, he is handsome, but don't stalk him. That's going to wrap it up for us, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you later. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for preparing yourselves for a plethora of hot takes and potentially unpopular opinions. We will see you next time. Say goodbye, Mikey.
Bye. Coke is better.